Hello everybody. Hey everybody, it's Shy and welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you guys have already watched my previous videos, and welcome to everybody else who is now watching my channel for the first time. If this is your first time, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Okay, so as you guys already know, this is a Q&A session. Yes, I decided to answer a lot of questions that a lot of you guys have been asking me. It's been really hard to respond to everybody because it's a lot, but I am going to do my best to respond to a good amount of people, okay? So, to get right into this video, jeudi c'est un jour de questions avec réponse. Déjà connais que pral ba nou réponse pour tout le monde qui a demandé une question. So someone asked on my Instagram, how does your religion and faith help you live life in today's modern society? Comment qui m'a dit qui genre religion avec la vie chrétienne là aide vivre dans société moderne. So no société ça que n'a vivre là-dedans. I like the question, by the way. I don't want to put the names out there, but whoever decided to ask this question, yes. So how does my religion and faith help me live life in today's modern society? Well, to be honest with you, it's not easy, but I find that when you have a relationship with Christ, rather than just having religion and just going to church, it's so much more easier because that's your friend. You speak to him every morning, you speak to him throughout the day, you have a walk with him, you have a relationship with him. So I make sure that in order to actually keep grounded in my faith, that I actually keep grounded in my relationship with Christ. So that goes as far as waking up in the morning, talking to him first. Sometimes it's hard, I know, because we have social media, we have things that we have to do throughout the day, but I try my best to limit those things and to put my phone down and to make sure that the first thing that I do is pray. And whenever I see that I catch my phone first, I'm like, oh, hold up, I catch myself. Sometimes, I'm gonna be honest with you, sometimes I do wake up and it's like social media's first, or let's say I have something to do in the morning that sometimes we tend to forget. But I feel like when you go back and you realize, hey, in order to stay grounded, I've got to maintain that relationship. When you maintain that relationship, it's so much more easier to live in today's society because you know who you're with, you know who you're walking with, you know who you serve. So it's very important. Relationship is with communication. No relationship works without communication. So that's the same thing with God. That's how I live in this modern day society. So making sure that I keep grounded in my relationship with him, because it's not enough to just go to church on Sunday. It's not enough to just be at service or at events, but you've actually got to have a relationship with him. Oftentimes we think that because we're part of a ministry or that we go to church, that means that, you know, we're grounded in today's society, when that's not the case at all. A lot of people can go to church and not have a relationship with Christ. So it's up to you to make sure that you maintain that relationship with him. So that's how I stay grounded. Good question. Réponse que m'ba à question ça, qui j'aime vivre comme une chrétienne dans société moderne ça, moi faire relation avec mon Dieu priorité. L'aime lever dans matin, ça son bagay que moi vraiment intentionnel avec. Moi faire sûr que l'aime lever dans matin que j'ai mes relations ça avec Jésus. Parler avec lui, l'aime lever, que des fois me voulais aller sous téléphone moi et que des fois faut checker tête moi pour me dire non ou pas oublier. So ça aide m'en pile pour me rester ferme dans l'évangile là, pour me rester planté dans l'évangile là. Et un autre bagay qui est capable d'aider autour, c'est là on connaît que relation avec mon Dieu vraiment important. Les plus important passer 2 ou bien 3 heures de temps ou faire dimanche dans service. Parce que si vous pas parler avec lui pendant ce semaine là, ti message ça que vous joignez dans dimanche là, pas passer pour même. Faut parler avec lui chaque jour. C'est ça qui peut aider pour capable vivre dans société ça. Là on a une relation avec le monde ou besoin de communication. So c'est pas que communication avec mon Dieu, ça capable faire chuter. So faut vraiment intentionnel avec passer temps le matin pour parler avec bon Dieu et relation personnelle avec Jésus. C'est vraiment important. Bien important de passer tout bagaille. Got to ça. Now the second question that I have here. With your busy schedule, how do you manage to pray? Like at what time? Bon moun ki mande avec gens que busy, qui j'aime fait temps pour prier à qui l'heure. So everybody's schedule is different. I can honestly say for me, morning is the best for me. Je peux vraiment dire que le matin est bon pour moi parce que tout bagage que j'ai besoin de faire, il commence le matin pour après-midi. So how do I manage to pray? How do I manage to pray? So I prioritize that in my devotional time. I put prayer in my schedule because being so busy, you've got to work with the schedule. You've got to work with the schedule. If you really want to stay on task and take care of everything that you need to do and also make sure that you keep grounded, you've got to have a schedule. And I made a video about that I'm going to link above that'll help you as far as organization. You can watch that video. I'm going to link it. And it's going to be at the end of this video too. Make sure you put that in your schedule. That's how I manage to pray. I make sure that I put prayer in my schedule. Just like I schedule everything else, I schedule my prayer because I know that we can get so busy going throughout the day. It's not wise to just go with the flow. No, you've got to have a schedule. And sometimes things won't always go according to plan with the schedule, but it'll help because you write a plan that gives God something to work with. You give a plan to God for him to work with. I find praying in the morning the best for me because it starts off my day. But there are people that work at night, and when they come from work, they're tired, so they go to sleep or whatever, and then they pray. Basically, their day starts at night. So it really depends on what you do and what time works better for you. But I find that the mornings work best for me, you know, especially when you first wake up. It's very important that that's something that you do. But I know some people, their schedules are different, so you really have to cater it to you. Just like you're gonna see in that video that shows you, hey, if you're a morning person, schedule your things like this, you know, that'll help. Now, another question. You guys are so funny. Someone asked me, does suspa go on top or the side of rice? You know what? Okay, comment ki mandem si suspa ale sous diriya ou bien sous bord diriya. Pour moi-même, je préfère mettre sauce pam sous bord diriya pour me capable mettre sauce pa à qui quantité que me voulais mettre sous diriya. Okay, so sauce pa on the side is my go-to. So since you guys wanted to know that, I think sauce pa should go on the side so that the person can have the quantity that they want to put on their rice. Y'all play too much. Now, ooh, this is a good question. What's it like being well known because of YouTube or church, etc.? Listen, y'all do not want to know. I don't think you guys want to know what it's like. What it's like is tough. It is tough. When I tell you it is tough, it is tough. Okay? Like, I can only imagine what celebrities go through because I'm not even a celebrity, but I can only imagine what they go through 10 times worse because it's not easy. It's like every 5 seconds you're being tracked down or, you know, monitored and things like that. You're a role model, so there's a life that you have to live and there's a way that you have to walk and talk, but it's also hard because there's also some expectations that people set that can be very tricky, especially for a youth. You know, it's very tough. You've really got to be grounded in your faith and with God to know, hey, this is right and this is wrong. So it's not easy at all. I'm going to be honest with you. It is not easy. You literally have to be on guard about where you go, what you say, who you're with, what you do, things like that. But I find that when you're not worried so much about what people think, but you're more worried about what God thinks of you in your relationship with him, it's easier. It's so much more easier because you're not living to please man, but you're living to really please God. So what is it like being well known on YouTube and things like that? And you're more concerned about what God thinks of you and what you think of yourself, your behavior starts to change. The way that you walk starts to change. The way that you act starts to change. The way that you talk starts to change, because you're more so concerned about how God thinks of you and how you perceive yourself rather than how everyone else perceives you. So when you're more worried about, hey, am I pleasing God? When you're more worried about, you know, if I do this, will this impact my future in a positive or negative way? That's when you're naturally more self-cognizant rather than just being worried about what people say. Because if you're always only worried about what people say and think, you're gonna act a certain way only because people are around. But in the shadows, you're not gonna really care. So that's why I say it's important to really care more so. It's not about being well known and all of that. It's more so about, what do you think of yourself and what do you think God thinks of you? And that alone will make you want to live a life that's more transforming and more pleasing to Him. Not saying that it's gonna be easy, because we all fall down, you know, we all fall short of the glory of God. But at the end of the day, if your intentions and if your heart is pure and is really willing to please God and not man, your life will start to change. Literally. I'm more able to empathize for people that I see that just go through it, especially celebrities. I start to empathize for them even more, because it's not easy. A lot of times we're quick to judge, and a lot of times we're quick to point fingers. But at the end of the day, their lives are on the spotlight. My life is on the spotlight at some point, at some extent too. People who are in the spotlight, their lives are on display. So I find that being more empathetic and also realizing that I'm also a sinner and being aware that I'm no perfect from anyone else helps me to empathize. And also it teaches me to really understand what people go through and understand celebrities and understand people, period, that are just known. And it helps me to understand, hey, I'm gonna live to please God at the end of the day. Gon moun ki madem, ki jan mwen kompante m kom yon moun ke an pil moun konen. Mwen di ke, mwen pa di ke l pa difisil paske sa son manti. Men, le ou komanse viv yon jan pou fe bon Dieu plezi, e pa l'homme, se lè sa ke wap wè ke li pi fasil pou kapap viv la vi kretien. Paske ou pa pe sa moun ap di. Ou pi konsyen de sa pense de tête pa ou, de tête ou. Wap wè ke la vi wap komanse transforme pi plus. Wap wè ke relasyon ap veni pi ferme avèk li. Paske se pa sa moun ap di ke wap gade an, men se sa bon Dieu pense de ou, e se jan ou fè kèl kontan, ou bien ou fè kèl pa kontan, ki pi important pou ou mèm kom yon kretien. Lè ou fè important sou e focus sou sa bon Dieu vle ou pou fè, même si ou tombe, ou capable de lever encore. Même si ou tombe, ou capable de lever encore. Là, on fait que ou disponible pour capable vivre yon jan pour bon Dieu, ou pas garder ça sous mon abdi, ou pas garder de ça les hommes abdi, ou pas garder de ça société abdi, ou après que plus facile, parce que vous connaissez qui ça bon Dieu ici. Period. This is going to be the last question because I don't want to hold you guys for too long, but someone said, when am I going to drop a project? Yo moun di ki le m'bral komanse fè music. Okay, so right now, unfortunately, I can't yet because, you know, of the vocal issue that I have with the nodules. Normalement, sa beaucoup capable fè music parce que problème là que m'gagne dans gorge moi. Mais on commence pi mieux petit pas. So m'attend l'aime en forme tout bon pour me capable faire musique. Bon Dieu. So right now I can't because I'm still in the rehabilitation process. It's a lot. But I'm literally retraining my vocal cords and literally in rehabilitation. So right now, I can't say right now, but later this year, yes. Later this year. I don't have a set date. I don't have a set month. It's literally by analysis because rehabilitation takes time, and they honestly wanted me to get surgery, but I didn't want to do that because I didn't want scarring on my vocal cords. And I also knew it was more so something that had to do with rest. So I'm more so taking the rehabilitation route, which is longer, but it's safer. Right now, unfortunately, I cannot make music as much as I'd love to. I'd love to. Literally, I have so much stuff under my belt. Y'all just don't know. You guys just don't know. Oh my gosh. But later this year, look forward to that because it's gonna be something. Okay, it's gonna be something because God has been preparing me for so long. Since I was a child, I've been writing music since, oh my gosh, I can't even count. It's been a long time and I've never done anything with it. But I believe that everything happens for a reason, and that during this time, God is gonna take me to another level for His glory. Not for my glory, not for man's glory, but for His glory. And this is why He's letting things go the way that they're going right now. So I trust Him, and I believe that I'm gonna come back stronger, and that I'm gonna come back wiser, and that God is just gonna use me for His glory creatively. And I'm willing to just be an instrument in His hands, honestly. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Like, I'm so excited. This question got me really excited because it just makes me think of what God is going to do in the future, but I'm trusting His process, and God's timing is always perfect. They that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength, and they shall mount up on wings like eagles. And I believe that that's what's going to happen for His glory. So, I love you guys, and I really want to do more of these Q&As. I try to think of doing some every 3 months or every now and then or whatnot. So if you guys have any topics or questions, si nou gen l'autre sujet ou bien question que nou ta vle mande ou bien mette dans commentaire yo, ou kapab mette en bas dans commentaire yo pou m kapab fè yon lot video pour nous même. You guys can drop any comments, concerns, questions in the comments below, okay? And just like this video and subscribe. And if you guys want to see more coming, then keep those topics coming. I love you guys so much, and stay strong, guys. Stay strong during these tough times, and I believe that God's gonna do something great in all of us. Love you guys. M'adorer,